I'll move over here. Get in the shade. I want to show you guys those parts we picked up, or that parts rather. Here it is. If you look on this old one we got, well, you can't see because all you see is me. See how wallered that out? It's supposed to look like that. Instead, it looks like this. So that's all wallered out. That's called doing pre-trips. That top there is getting a little wallered. That is definitely wallered. That's what the inside's supposed to look like. Well, let me see if I can find it. Right there is what it's supposed to look like. Not like that. So, got a new one. We'll have to take the hinge part off. We got this bolt and everything. That'll fit right in there because the bushings are fine. Got that all well plasticed up and got the first prime on it. Of course, we got a couple blemishes we want to work on. Nothing too extravaganza. But that's the thing. So the bushing in there is pretty good yet. Bushing is still good. Got some progress on the bumper, but we had to cut a fucking big ass fucking hole in it for the Bendix, because the Bendix is mounted low than what this pocket is. So you got this fucking hole here. We're gonna try dressing it up, cleaning it up, but that's an ugly son bitch. We're gonna end up mounting the Bendix on top of the bumper. But like I said, the mounting bolts and everything are so low that we got a big old fucking hole. But other than that, bumper's coming around. Got wet sanded yesterday. That's where the dots are. It's just wet water. We're gonna clean that all up, obviously. Coat. And of course, these are the quarters. They'll need to be wet sanded, clear coated, but they're coming along. And I think I showed you guys the difference in paint last night. I think I did for that sample piece. If I find that sample piece, here it is. So that's the difference of the paint. This is the new paint. This is the old paint. But it is a bit different. I mean, you could clearly see the line. Now, I think if you buff this up, it'll turn that dark. Because if you look at this Texas on the truck that had vinyl on it, we did take the swoops off, T-bone, pain in the ass. But if you look here, that paint's pretty damn near close. You know, as you see that dark line, and then you throw the real paint on it, it's pretty on the money. So I think we can buff this clear coat up a little bit. Maybe not all the way to where this 100% disappears, but close enough. And then this won't look as abundantly clear that it's new. So we're gotta do that too. And then that clear coat's only gonna make it brighter. But that's where we're at. See that Bendix box? It's just too fucking big. It's too big, and it sits way down here. So it just isn't, the bumper just, we had to cut it. So it's gonna be a little ugly for a minute. But what are we gonna do? You know, you gotta work with what you got. APU is still acting up. It was very cold last night, but if you look at these fill caps, like right here, and where's my stogie? Can you see my stogie? right here is a fill cap. That had oil in it. So that having oil in it, that little ball pin, whatever that's in there, similar to a valve stem, that's leaking. So that's where I think we're losing our coolant from, or Freon. I'd say it's an easy fix, but you got to drain it, clean that, or replace that, and then fill it back up, vacuum it, and then fill it back up. But I think we're going to be a day later than anticipated because of the rain and everything that we got. So we'll probably be rolling Saturday, maybe. Well, so we're like maybe 2, because I was thinking we'd be done by, I'd be rolling on Friday. I was hoping to be rolling Thursday. That wasn't going to happen. And then, so we got Thursday or Friday, which is tomorrow. And tomorrow should be pretty much buttoning everything up. And I'm going to let it sit all day tomorrow, because I'm hoping paint will get done today. If paint can get done today, then I'll have the rest of today, all of tomorrow, and then whatever Saturday to set up before I drive it out of here. And hopefully it's hard enough that I'm not picking up every fucking bug I come across. So I'm hoping that's plausible. Hopefully we could do that. But wheel burner, what's going on, baby? 21. Sole operator, Sack Daddy. Terry, what's up, baby? Looks like a bean burrito. I don't know. Looks like a new part needed. Yeah, that definitely needed to be done. That was $350, but I mean, it just needed to be done. Needed to be replaced. Barry, what's going on, baby? See, you're excited and live again. Buff out old paint. That's what we're gonna do, SoCal. We're gonna buff it out. We also got some clear coat I just noticed up on top that's starting to flake off. And every day it gets a little worse, so that must have just started. So we're gonna buff that up and a little splash, a little clear on that, I think. And Raycons don't care about matching paint. I get it, but I do. I care about it. Yeah, maybe a test drive before hauling time, sensitive load. Well, the test drive was driving here already. It was a 10-hour drive to get here, plus 2 hours before. So yeah, 12 hours to get here. So I'd say we did pretty good. It's the trailers in Illinois. I'm gonna shoot home first, because we got the Memorial Day weekend holiday and all that shit. So there ain't gonna be nothing to do anyway. So that'll be another 10, 12, 11-hour drive. That should, as far as like the fuses, replacing that node, doing all that, if everything, is kosher, the Bendix is doing what it's supposed to do, I can still use cruise control, then we should be good. I don't think we're gonna need any more test drives. Team Tiny, word up. Yeah, wearing a shirt that matches the truck. That's right. Make sure the hood is real clean when you paint. We're not painting the hood. We're just gonna buff the hood. Well, yeah, but as far as like the clear coat, yeah, we're gonna clean that up. We'll probably hit it with the compound and all that stuff, clean everything up. 3M has some really good compound to blend those paint colors. We got some compound, and he's got the disc buffer, the flap, where you're doing like polishing your chrome rims. He does have that, so that's what's gonna bring up this clear coat and try to blend it up. We're doing pretty good on unfiltered. Doing good. Fuel rack, what it is. So it's riding nice and smooth, steering straight. Yeah, steering was straight, except the steering wheel was cocked 90 degrees because we had to the steering box that they replaced. So yeah, we pulled the wheel off and kind of straightened. I had it set up to where the wheel was, and then we just took the wheel off, put it where we think it should be. We'll see how that is when we drive, but I could easily pull that steering wheel off and recalibrate it, so it's to get it, so it lines up right. Compound works wonders. Yeah, we got we got a couple things of compound. We were trying to find the clay bars, is what we were trying to find, but we just had the paste compound. So we're gonna give that a whirl and see what happens. But no, they didn't have any. They didn't have any bars. We do. We got some bar. We got the brown bar and the white bar. But the white bar, you know, the brown bar. I think he wanted to do the polish up the toolboxes that are under the steps. You know, those lids. I think he wanted to polish them up and the steps. So that potentially could be used to, if the compound's not working, we could potentially use that to cut the paint or cut the primer anyway. Yeah, literally everything at that warehouse. Yeah, Toga, that place is awesome. That place is awesome. I mean, you may not find it in one truck, but with, you know, you're not going to find everything you need from one truck, but they've got so many that you'll be able to find. Like this part, that hood hinge, that was the only one they had. Now, we could have went farther down and found another 386 that might have had it, but that was the last one that was on the front row there. And the front row is going to get the most scavenged because it's up front. But that was the last one. So that was a blessing in itself. And when we looked for the node, there were no more nodes. They were all taken off. And then we looked into the one next to that 384, the one that we actually got this hood hinge from, and they had it sitting on the floor. Had it on the floorboard. So somebody must have took it off and decided they didn't want it and put it back. And boom, bing, balla, boom. You know, another $300, but worth it because it's an open fuse panel. I mean, the moisture and, you know, it's not like water sealed or anything, but you just don't want shit collecting up by your wires, you know. It's basically a scrapyard, but for sure they were organized out there. Some of the scrapyards are total mess. Yeah, some of them are a total mess. But, you know, like anything of value that you want out of, you know, paying thousands of dollars for it online or from Peterbilt, these guys have got it, you know. Even if you're in a pinch and, like, say, I need a new starter, but I don't want to pay new starter money, and if that thing fucking works, because you can test a starter out of the truck, it could be tested. So that's something that, you know, you could get. Not necessarily saying I would get a junkyard starter, but I mean, people buy junkyard engines. What's the problem with a junkyard starter? I don't see a problem. Radiators, they probably pressure test the radiators, make sure they're good, and otherwise they probably just scrap them. But yeah, there's a lot going on there for sure. If you wet sand that flake clear coat, the 2X clear will cover it up. If you wet sand that flaking clear coat, the 2X. Okay, yeah, we got the 2X, Barry. Yeah, so we'll probably clean that up and then just tape around it, and then just hit it with that clear. I think that's what we're doing. You can make some money, then get the whole truck painted for like $6K. Maybe. I mean, if you can get the truck painted for $6K, that's worth it, you know. That's worth it. But we're in about $170 in paint. Well, the clear coat, we might be in a little bit. Because the clear coat was more expensive than the paint. The clear coat was like $23 a can. So we bought everything they had out of 2 stores, which is only 6 cans. So I'm hoping we got enough cans to clear. So we'll see. Vegan, what's up? I can get it done for that price. How long does it take then? How many days is that, SoCal? And do they disassemble when they paint? I mean, how do they, or not? What are they doing when they paint? I would imagine 6K doesn't get disassembly, but for sure. Send that truck to Europe. It'll be completely renewed for 6K. There you go. A week? Yeah, that would be fucking tits. The problem is that if we can get this to be blended and everything's good, then we don't need new paint. We don't need new paint at all. Other than that top air dam, I don't think we're going to get much done with that top air dam, other than make it look worse maybe. But I think we'll just stick with trying to get that to blend, and then we'll be golden. And then again, if we can't get it to blend, then well, then we just go full paint job for 6K, which is a little excessive, I think. You know what I'm saying? I got better shit to do with 6K maybe. Welcome to Loves. You know you want to hear that. I do not, Barry. I don't. I don't. We got plenty of Busch Lights though. We got some fresh ice cold fucking beer. We should have enough for today and tomorrow. Ringo, what it is, but she's coming along, baby. She's coming along. Bodywork is a long time. Yeah, because it's use all caps, please. Absolutely. Use all caps. But I think we're at the end turn here. Matt's pretty sure he can get all the painting and everything done today, and then potentially clear coat as well. So maybe assembly tomorrow. But again, I don't want to rush the paint job, because that's going to be a forever thing, you know. Bresley, what's up, baby? So the guy didn't answer my text whether or not he was available for Saturday to get the trailer. So I guess I'm going to have to call him. Probably wait till after the holiday. So Tuesday, go get the trailer, and then get boogieing. I believe is going to be the gig. But other than that, just playing the waiting for paint to dry, because I think we're at that level now. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Living the fucking dream, I guess. Justin, what's going on, brother? Well, I'd like to say we're wrapping things up, but we're getting closer to wrapping things up. We got the fender needs a little touch-ups on the fender, and then I think the bumper's ready for one more coat of paint and clear. Fender's probably ready for wet sand and clear, and then see how far we can get with the paint on the fender, whether or not we can get that wet sanded and cleared yet today. Maybe not. That fender's probably going to take most of the brunt of it, you know, and the bumper. The quarters aren't going to get the quarters. I'm not too worried about. We could technically wet sand and clear coat those last, because they're going to be tucked behind everything, so they're not really going to be in the way of the bugs. But the bumper is going to get the bugs, and the fender is going to get the bugs. And I just don't want bugs forever, you know. Waiting for paint to dry? Drink a beer. That's what I always say. And dress accordingly. If you're going to drink Busch, wear a blue shirt. Maybe up in Anawan on the Morn. I don't know where Anawan is. I'll be in, well, the trailer's in Montgomery as far as I know. So I'm going to have to, oh, Anawan. I think Anawan. Isn't that by the Quad Cities, maybe? Anawan? Or no, that's Andalusia. My bad. I might drink enough for you. It's Ringo, but it's difficult to, I'm drinking a few beers, and then I'm catching a cat nap, seems like every day now. And then I drink a few more, and then that's kind of like it. So I'm not really powering through at all. Oh, off 80 near Princeton. Okay, I got you. Well, I'm not gonna be there. I think I'm gonna still be down here tomorrow. We're probably gonna be. I'm gonna guess head out Saturday, is my guess. Uh, Today's gonna be pretty much the rest of the tedious stuff, and then assembly tomorrow. U-bolts tomorrow. The node, replacing that tomorrow. The compressor, the AC, or the what you call it. Might get some polishing done today, potentially, or some practice shots on polishing and see if we can't bring that dark blue back, and then do the APU. So we got a list of shit. Matt's been working from. I think we get up start rolling around 8 o'clock to get breakfast, run and get parts, or run and get something that we need, and then he's up doing shit till 10 o'clock at night. So he's putting in, a solid 12-hour days on this shit. You rocking the full beard? Will you go back to catch up on what's you've been up to? Well, CDN, we're fixing a broken truck is what we're up to. We got into an accident. Car swerved out in front of us. Well, not swerve out. Shot like a fucking hot rod. Buzzed past us in 3 lanes on 44 in Tulsa. He ricocheted off, hit another semi that was in front of us, spun out into the center lane where we were at, and then we proceeded to hit him. So the damages, you'd have to look on the post thingies. You can see the damage that was created. So now we've got shit. This sun, I can't see nothing. So now we're working on the bumper. So this was all smashed. Well, it wasn't broken. Thank God it wasn't broken. It was just a bunch of gouged fiberglass. Of course, then the hood shell separated from the hood itself, so we got that all fixed and stuff. Wiped out our bumper. Bumper is trashed, so we and broke the quarter panel. Now all that's on the post or whatever that's here, all the pictures. So now we're that's the bumper or what's remaining of the bumper. So that was all shit canned. So then we got the new quarters painted. We got these out of the junkyard, $100 a piece. They were broken, but not broken as bad as what I had, so that was fixed. Got the plastic bumper, because we couldn't find a used metal bumper, unfortunately. And then the ones that we did get they didn't fit, so. And it turns into a cluster when you have the Bendix. The Bendix really is the problem, because where it's mounted and all that stuff. Yes, I could get it deleted and all that, but this whole axle came this way and broke out this fender. So the axle had to get put back, aligned, new U-bolts, shackles, all that good stuff. New power steering box. The steering box blew out, so we got a new box put in. Headlights. We got, this was previous damage. This was previous damage. That's previous damage from the other driver. So we're figuring we're going to wipe that out too. And then, yeah, slashed out some tires, which we got these Zenas. We got these. These are pretty deep. 27, 30 seconds. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it sure looks like a lot. It looks deeper than 27, but the truck I parked next to when I first got here, he had Zenas, oddly enough. Same tire, the DR 850s. And he had his worn down less than this. This is a fairly good, still fucking Goodyear tire. But it was wore out evenly. It wasn't cumping. It wasn't chunking out. So I'm thinking these tires will hold together pretty well. They're Chinese, all the same. So they're not going to get like a million miles. you know, you're still going to have that soft rubber compound. But as long as it wears evenly and stuff, they're going to be good. So I needed 2 tires, so I ended up just getting 4. And then, because it was on both on the driver's side, so we just took 1 tire from the back and then put it, or the front rather, and then put it on the back tire, you know. Who is watching Randall? Randall's watching himself. That's what he's doing. We in Tennessee, we are in Tennessee, Atlanta. We are. You took the Walmart swoops off. We did take the Walmart swoops off. We did do that. Yep. Randall's cleaning the pool next year. Dude, it's a one-man job. There's nothing to help with. I mean, I did the initial sanding, but there's just nothing to do, dude. There's nothing to do. It's a one-man job. So, you know, with the assembling, I'll help with the bumper, but everything else is a one-man job, you know. Almost done. We're almost done. There's still some imperfections on the bumper, and I think that's just we sanded down to some of the gel, or it was already sanded down to the gel coat, and that gel coat is what's shit popping up.
Yeah, I don't want him touching it.
I'll fuck it up.
he takes too much off.
I do take a lot off.
But we're down to wet sanding. All I got to do is wet sand and give it a final coat. I'm going to clear it, wet sand it again. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, it's going to look good.
So we're going to have him back out making money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, see, so I'm supported sitting on my ass, out of his way, not fucking things up, making shit have to be done twice. Yeah, it looks really good for a couple. Yeah, Barry, listen, it'll be a solid 10-footer, 20-footer, right? It's going to be a solid 20-footer. Walking away from it or walking to the truck in a truck stop, it's going to look fabulous. Now, if you're out here with a fine-tooth pin, yeah, you're going to see some defects. But you're going to see defects everywhere, right? You're going to see defects everywhere. And so it's a 2014. It's not going to look brand new. Nothing is going to look brand new. I mean, the $100 quarters, you know, were welded with that Chinese welder thing, and you know, those metal staples, and bondoed to shit and painted. So it's all one piece. So is there going to be some defects? Yep. There going to be some defects. There are going to be some defects. But that's okay. That's expected to a degree. Is the paint going to match? 100% no, but we're going to do our best to blend out, to polish the clear, because there's everything that Walmart had on here is brighter, right? It's got that darker color, so I know we could get that dark color back. So we'll be able to do something to make it so it looks better, right? Is it going to look brand new? No, of course not. It's not going to look. Ain't going to look brand new. Jag, I appreciate you, brother. Looks all smooth down, almost done. Yep. It's getting there. It's amazing what a redneck can do with some beer. Well, Tennessee doesn't drink, and I'm not a redneck. Yeah, the tires are brand new. The rear tires, damn near, look brand new. Yeah, the rear tires, you know, when we picked the truck up from auction, that rear axle looked damn near brand new, and the front axle looked pretty damn new, you know. Ghost hit last, he just clipped a yellow pole. That's all. He clipped a yellow pole, blind side. It happens. I mean, with Schneider, I've hit plenty of, CR England, I hit a pole. It is what it is, you know. We making it, we having a 4-day weekend. There you go, Mad Dog. Yeah, she's coming along, baby. We're still at it 2-4. We're working at it. He looks like my brother, don't he? Welcome back. I mean, same bloodline for sure. Yeah, it's looking good, Liquid Dragon. I mean, I ain't complaining, brother. I'm not complaining. I mean, even if shit don't match, it don't match. I mean, it is what it is. That's the least of my concerns, you know, because the fact that it's all together, it's DOT compliant. I could take pictures of it, send it to the fucking bank, get them off my ass. We are fixing some things that are not part of the accident. We're just, you know, doing shit that, you know, like this. They're, you know, the sidestep and everything. That's not part of the accident. The APU is not part of the accident. That hinge bushing stuff. That's not part of the accident. So we're taking care of a lot more than just the accident shit. So we're doing good. For sure. James Management and Quality Control. There you go. Didn't the driver's insurance cover anything? Yes. The CDN, they covered everything. This is what I learned about insurance companies. I pray that you guys don't have to fucking deal with them. I really don't. It's a fucking shiesty fucking shit scam is what it is. They right away, because this is how I did it, and I don't think this is how you do it, folks. I don't think this is how you do it. How I've always figured or thought was, okay, you get into an accident, you call your insurance company, right? Let them know that you've been in an accident, blah, blah, bullshit. And that way they're kind of covering your ass. So they'll send out an inspector, they'll send out, you know, to look at the crime scene or the accident scene. They'll look at the damage, they'll look at this. So they've got your back, right? This is what you're paying for, folks. This is what you're fucking paying for. And then, once that's all said and done, State Farm, the other car's insurance company said, hey, we're going to cover it. You know, we're clearly at fault. Okay, cool. So now my insurance company takes over and they're telling me, hey, you know, we're going to get it done faster, blah, blah, bullshit. We know the importance of you getting back on the road. So we want to cover the claim. And then we'll go after State Farm for the money versus you dealing with State Farm. I think I might have been better off dealing with State Farm to a little bit of a degree. They're a little slow. I'll give you that. So they are slow. Because by the time I was getting shit done on this, my insurance company was already telling me, no, we're going to total it. We're going to total the truck. And I said, what? What do you mean total it? You know, because like I said, it's the bumper, it's the fucking quarter panel, and it's the axle was knocked out of position, and obviously the bumper. Well, because I brought it to Rush wanted $27,000 to fix it. Truck's only worth 26, 27. So they're not doing that. So they're out. So if you got an older truck, don't take it to Rush. Take it to separate shops. Try to figure shit out. Like the hard part, like the axle, that's the hard part. Bodywork is bodywork. But the axle was hard part. SoCal found a spring joint in Tulsa, and it was $4,300, including the tow, right? Including the tow to get there, which was $388 was the tow. So it was $4,300. The axle's done. Steering box, axle's back in place, aligned. Everything's good. Bumper bent out, so we could get it moved. So we found another paint shop, which ended up being a Freightliner dealership, which is going to actually have zero difference in cost from Rush, who's a Peterbilt dealer. It's the same fucking paint shop. They wanted $9,000 to do the hood. They wanted $7,000 to do the bumper. They said they couldn't do the hood without doing the bumper because once they took the bumper off, they couldn't put the bumper back on. So now we're at $16K. Pass. We picked up the truck. I put a headlight in it and left. Had them plasma cut the bumper off, the edge, and then I left and started heading up here. So I yelled at the insurance company because they wanted to just total it, and he says, "Well, you could buy it back for salvage price." I said, "This is the business, isn't the salvage? Well, I'm getting good prices on the salvage. I'm getting good prices back on the salvage, he said. So I said, this is what this is all about, isn't it? It's just business. You want to take my shit, put me out of business, so you can sell the fucking truck, so you have to pay less. Not only, it ain't your fucking money, Great West. It's goddamn State Farm's fucking money. So why the fuck are you concerned about the fucking value of my fucking truck when you ain't fucking paying for it? You're not paying for it. State Farm's paying for it. So, so now you want to sell my truck and give a fucking quote. Fuck no. Fuck no. Is this what I pay you for? So you steal my shit? No. Hung up on him. Called fucking State Farm. I'm going to try to fucking boycott this cunt altogether and work directly with State Farm. And fuck this cunt. State Farm was trying to find quotes, all this other shit. He says, well, honestly, if that's what they're saying is that it's going to be totaled, we're probably going to agree with it and total it out also. Now I'm thinking, okay, now I'm double fucked. Okay, so now what about some kind of settlement, like the cash deal? Just buy me the fuck out, How about that? No, we don't do that. You can buy the truck back, but we're not giving you no settlement. Blah, blah, bullshit. So that enraged me. So then the next day, Great West calls me back, says, yeah, I thought about our conversation yesterday and you wanting to keep the truck and not wanting to get it totaled. So this is the cash price we'll give you. So, but you have to reply to the email that this is the cash price. You're accepting the cash price, that you're not gonna ask for any more for anything that you find down the road later that's been broken on the truck. This is all you're getting. Thought about it, says take the day or whatever to talk about it, think about it. I called State Farm, seen where they were at. They reaffirmed that, they're probably going to total it out as well. So I figured, okay, I'll accept the settlement. They did take and that's in addition to the trailer, because there was also trailer damage. Trailer damage had already been paid out and fixed. So this money was just for the truck, which is good. And lost wages, and it includes everything: the car rentals, the hotels, everything. This dollar amount covers everything, plus fixing the truck. So I thought, okay, I think I could get this done with that dollar amount. I think we can get it done, and so far we have. So we're good there. But yeah, the insurance company, dude, I'm telling you, it's a fucking cat and mouse fucking chase. It's ridiculous. And so if you do get into an accident, don't go to one place and have them fix everything. Try to fucking part it out and have somebody do something, or have somebody do the hard part and then find somebody to do the other part, and kind of put that dollar amount together and use that as your quote. Because if you got an older truck, dude, the first thing they want to do is scrap it. First thing they want to do is total it out. They don't want to put any money in it. So when they start seeing quotes for $27,000, you're done. I mean, you're fucking done. Now, I also asked Rush, which is obviously, I asked Rush, what is it just to make it legal? No paint, no nothing, just make it legal. 17 grand. So that was just to clean up the axle and maybe do something with the bumper. 17 grand they wanted just to make it legal. So we're in 4,300 on the 4,300 on the axle. We spent another $400 on towing it to the other paint shop, which ended up being a Freightliner. So that was a waste of fucking money. And then Freightliner's total fucking joke. And then coming here. So with buying the paint, the parts, all that stuff, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. Get that money. He's doing a really good job, I have to say. Yeah, he is, Toga. I mean, it's not going to be dealer like look brand new job, but it's going to be a good job. James gets paid to stay out of the way. Exactly, Elena. It's fine. Exactly. It's not a show truck, Liquid Dragon. It just needs to be not a rattle trap, attention getter to the DOT. Right? That's all it needs to be. It don't need to be show truck quality, because It's a 2014, for fuck's sake. Why did this fucking zoom in? There we go. Hope there's not much dust around there. You should probably pour some water on the ground and prevent the dust before starting to paint. Yeah, we've been working on that. Yeah, 50-yard Mona Lisa. There you go, 7Q. It'll look good far away. It'll look just fine. You know what I'm saying? Put Randall in the truck? No, not happening. I'm not putting anybody in the truck. I'm not doing another 60/40. I'm not doing no W2 driver. I'm not doing no lease option. I'm done with that shit. If I do anything, yeah, we got Maddie's out here. He's dusting. He's got the watering can out there now. Yeah, you happy now? We got water on there. We got water now. But yeah, I'm not doing shit. If anything, if I can get the 680 going, this truck is probably going to Matt. He can just take over my payments, to be honest with you. I just, you know, because he can work on it. He can keep it running. He's going to be profitable. So I'll just use this truck to get the 680 back, and then I don't need this truck anymore. This truck, I'll sell it for what I take over payments for what my balance, and it's yours. I don't need anything more. For everything that he's done for me and how he's helped me on this, that's all I need. That's all I need. I get his 20%, you know. The truck, to me, it's paying for itself. You know, I'm paying to use it to get the 680 fixed. Once I no longer need this tool, I give the tool to somebody else, you know. If you make it look too amazing, lot lizards come knocking. That is true. Yep. How about you, trailers did you total backing in the dock at Schneider? I didn't hit any. They claimed I hit one when I was parking it back in the yard. They claimed I hit one, but I never hit one. There was no evidence. Randall's in the basement. He's got his own love seat and all that stuff down there. Boulder Woods, what it is? Yeah, the insurance company's a joke, dude. That pissed me off more than anything. Was the goddamn insurance company. Billy Bob, what it is? I've been working on insurance companies when I was 18 or so. Their basic goal is to pay less, or even none if it's possible. Exactly. Should have gotten an attorney like I told you. I told you to reach out and I would have guided you. Dude, I'm not one. I didn't ignore you. I did reach out to you. I said I'm not that guy. I'm not, you know, I'm not that guy, West Coast Fatty. I'm not the suing type. You know, I'm not, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm not going to fight with insurance companies and do this and do that. Because the fact of the matter is, yes, he was at fault. But insurance is insurance. And the fact of the matter is you can get lost wages and all this other stuff. They're still going to take my goddamn truck away. I'm still going to lose the truck. I don't care about lost wages. I lost the truck. I can't buy another one. You know what I'm saying? I can't buy another truck. If this one's gone, it's gone. I'm out of business. I'm bankrupt. I've got no revenue. I can't buy another truck. So the primary goal is to save this truck so I can save the other truck, hopefully, and stay in business. Suing is not one of those things I'm interested in doing. So we need insurance, but when you need it to activate the insurance, impossible. Oh, and not only that, this comes up as a claim on my insurance. It comes up as a claim. So not only did they not pay for fucking nothing, right? Because State Farm is reimbursing, I still get a claim, a no-fault claim on my insurance, which is another kick in the dick, you know? And the insurance company, that kid had plenty of insurance to cover it. So it's not like my insurance had to kick in at all. His insurance had more than enough. It's ridiculous. DJ Bowling, what'd you miss? Not a whole lot, brother. Not a whole lot. Unfortunately, there's no other way than the insurance government should regulate the sector again. Yep. Really pays off if you have paying body buddies and mechanics will help you out. Oh, absolutely. Lego Dragon. If I had not, I would have been lost, because Dude, when they gave me the price for the hood and everything, dude, I thought my stomach sank. I said, dude, I'm bankrupt. I'm done. I can't. And then I took this money, right? I took this money, and now I can't even fix it. I can't even fix it. So then I was completely fucking lost, you know? And then Tank says, you ain't got to worry about it, brother. Just bring it here. I'll fix it. And then that's what we did. So, yeah, the kid made it, Justin. I swear to God, dude, I thought he was going to be in pieces. Because he didn't look good. He was spinning out because he went down the whole semi-tractor and trailer. And then he's spinning. So he's parallel to me. His driver's door is facing my truck. So I turned to the right and then hit him in the trunk, which then took out my whole front quarter, and spun his ass again. And I thought there's no fucking way he's not walking away from this. You know, he's dead. Cops were there like instantly. And I didn't even have a chance to get out of the car because they already had EMS. They had everything there already, like they're waiting for this shit. And I asked, I said, how was the driver? And they said, well, they declined the ambulance ride. I said, what? Yeah, he's going to work. So I thought, no shit. So he damn near came out unscathed and went to work after that accident. That's absolutely crazy. Fixed truck, cash checks. CB, that's it. I mean, that's it. Fixed truck, cash checks. It don't need to be a show truck. It don't need nothing. I mean, just fix it and go, you know, and make the money, because this just isn't to spend that kind of fucking loot on, and because even Rush and Freightliner, they're gonna want, it's gonna come out looking brand new. They wanted to change the radiator supports because, well, the bumper's not gonna sit right if the support's not straight. Well, I think both sides look like they have a little bend in them. That just looks like that's what, because I'm looking at the passenger side. Passenger side wasn't ever touched, but that still has like a little bit of a bend in it. It is the same bend as the other. They want to change those supports. I mean, we're talking, it was like $700 for one side, $400 for the other side. I mean, what are we doing here? Because they want everything perfect. Now, I myself, if this bumper ain't level, guess what we're going to do? We're going to waller out the fucking holes of the mount bolts, and we'll let that fucking bumper drop, right? We'll let the fucking bumper drop where we need it to drop. If we need one side to go up, then we waller out the holes on the other side, and we bring the fucking bumper up. We don't need to get crazy here, folks. You know, it don't need to be 100%. Have you seen the camera girl? I don't know who the camera girl is. But it would have helped you get more for your truck. You get compensated. I get it, West Coast. It's just I'm not the lawyer up guy. I just ain't. But Peter's looking good, Mr. Misunderstood. You ever go to Whataburger on route and get the shits? I've never had Whataburger. Carson, I had desires to go to a Whataburger once, and I was talking on the phone with Ike Stevens. He was trying to tell me where it was at, and I passed the motherfucker. So the one chance I had it, you know, I missed out. You're back in the hospital? Call my uncle, just passed away. He was 95 years old. Well, that 95 though, I mean, it's difficult to mourn a 95-year-old. I mean, they're ready. I think at 95 they're ready. Their quality of life is shit. I don't know if I can ever be sad for somebody who got to 95 years old. It's just, listen, you're doing pretty good. You know, you've had a full life. You've done everything you needed to do. If not, well, that's, you know, tough shit. But I don't know if I'd break a tear over that, 95-year-olds. I mean, granted, your uncle and all that stuff, but I mean, other than that, I don't think I'd be. We need to go get another beer, so let me flip the camera. You know, we had wet gravel here, Toga, but this fucking Tennessee sun, it don't let water sit. So we'll be spraying this shit forever and a day. But we got this wet sanded again. This box is the only part. I think we're gonna dowel it up, but this is honestly the worst part of the bumper. But the fucking whatever will sit here, the Bendix. It's just, we were hoping it would be here, but the mount was so much lower. This is the bottom of the bumper. We were hoping we could mount it here. We started reading more on Bendix placement, and they suggested that we not do that. Otherwise, we'd have nothing but problems. Ta-da! Nothing but problems. But if you know anybody who's got a, what is it, 380, 386, was it was 380, what was that, 385 or 384 for this bumper?
What?
This bumper back here.
It's a 387.
387. So if you know anybody who's got a 387, look at this motherfucker. $450 and she can be yours. Huh? That's a, what's that, 18-inch. 18-inch bumper. We were going to try using it, but the tow hooks holes don't match up. The mounting bolts don't match up. The Bendix didn't match up. Nothing matched up. Nothing matched up. So, 450, baby. That's a good looking funky bumper. Dude, we had it set in front of the truck. My God. Because the one I had, that one's 16. Yeah, that one's 16 inches. That one, the other one's 18. And then this is just Columbia. This is a Cascadia Freightliner Columbia fucking bumper. Ugly, but she'll work. She'll work. We could get another bumper later. That ain't no thing. But the more important is $450 versus $1,000, and then having to have another week or two of being out of business to get it done. So Matt's found some spots here he wants to fix, and then this will look good. This will look good. And then we got our part here. This is what we went to the junkyard for. Some of you guys may or may not have missed this, but this is the new one. This is the junkyard part we got. And everything is good. Perfect. $300. Why? Because the Peterbilt badge. That's why. $600 used. This is the only thing we need. Let's see how that's wallered out. I was ready to go. See how that's wallered out there? It should look like that. The inside here. Nice and smooth. That's not so smooth. So this hood has had a rough fucking life of, look at how wallered that is. I thought when I was looking at it, I thought the bolt was bent. So we bought new bushings. Ended up being that whole aluminum piece was all chewed to shit. So that means DOT inspections, lifting the hood was definitely being done. Definitely being done. So very cool, baby. Very cool. But now she'll be, that's probably why the tow truck driver smashed my node fuse box panel, because when he dropped it was falling to the left, and we were leaning to the left, right? Because we were on the soft shoulder, we were leaning to the left, and that's when he knocked out my node fuse box, broke that motherfucker, and knocked out a couple fuses and one relay. So we're hoping that we could grab a relay out of the new one we bought, which was $300. We're hoping we can use that relay and it'll work, is the goal. That's the goal. But I'm telling you, that node box isn't too bad. All those fuses and stuff pull out of it, or the boxes, and then looks like it just plugs in. I don't know. We'll find that out also. We'll find out how that works. But other than that, we're coming along, baby. Are you close to Chattanooga? We're in, I don't remember what town. We're way north of Knoxville. We're probably like 45 minutes north of Knoxville. I don't know what the fuck kind of bug that is. I thought we were in Knoxville. We're actually north of Knoxville. So now we're just enjoying beers and staying in the shade, fucking off with you guys, and watching Maddie work. Now, he said, I'm going to be buffing the paint at 5. I don't know if he knows he said that or remembers he said that, but that's what he said. Brad, what it is, brother, what it is. I like to be buffing paint at 5. What time is it now? 11:42. We're counting down. I think it's possible. 5 hours. Finish that paint. Yeah. Definitely need the bumper done first. That way we can... The bumper and the fender. That way that's got less chance of getting bugs in it. Because it's going to be... What should you wait? 24, 48 hours? You know? I'm sitting under the shade tree, baby. Drinking some good Busch Light. We had some great breakfasts. I'm usually not much of a breakfast guy. Sometimes I'll just make, like, I'll make the wife a sausage biscuit or something, and then I'll make myself one. But, man, we've just been having feasts for breakfast. And I'm starting to wake up hungry now, which is usually not good. But, goodness, so good. Nothing better than shade tree and beer. And tunes. I wish we had some tunes. You know, but then I couldn't be talking to you with the tunes on. But yeah, and somebody to talk to, other than Matt. You know, Matt's working, so he ain't a conversationalist when he's concentrating on shit. Because then I'll just fuck him up. I try to let him stay in his own little world of creativity while painting and shit. So I don't want to fuck it up. Don't want to fuck it up. Because our first day we made some monster progress. But that's the easy part, right? Tearing it apart's the easy part. And then the paint, you know, and we did have some weather, so that kind of stuck us in the garage where all we were doing was bumper and quarters. Now I'm going to tell you, the bumper still, like I said, unless we sand it all the way down to the gel coat, right? And that's just tedious shit. By finger touch, everything is smooth. But eye-wise, you can see the difference because there's that. It looks like a run, but you run your finger on it, you can't feel it, but you do see it. So unless you bring it all the way down to fucking gel coat, you're just gonna have those defects, and it's a bumper. I'll be honest with you, I can't think the last time when I was at a truck stop that I was actually looking at a paint job on a bumper. I can't think of the last time I noticed a bumper's paint job. So I'm not too concerned. In worst case, hey, you put a sticker on it. You know what I'm saying? Just put a sticker on it. Put a bumper sticker on it. Cover it with whatever the fuck you want. You know, who gives a shit? But I have never paid no mind to a bumper. you know. And if there's some defects on the fender, who's gonna notice? You know, it's who's noticing that? Nobody. Where's your hibachi? You should be grilling for the crew. Well, the crew is me and him. Well, now his daughters help a lot too. Now the one daughter's working, but the other daughter, she was picking at the swoosh and stuff. So, I mean, and she's been doing a little bit of finishing, sanding, and all that as well. So, they've all been real helpful. Been a whole family affair. You were getting some pretty fast, and then the beer showed up. I was getting what? Getting some? Willie, what's up, baby? Narc is teaching truckers maintenance now. Is that right, Atlanta? I've always would like to have seen Narc do that because he was a mechanic and you know, but listen, I know when I talked to him about it, he said, listen, I work on trucks all day long. Last thing I want to do is talk about it. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. But yeah, if that's true, that's good. That's good. Yeah, if he changed his ways, dude, because he could have a great chance. I mean, if that's what he's looking for, right? If you're looking, you know, to make anything off of YouTube, which I think, you know, plausibility there is. I mean, obviously, worse people are making money off YouTube, for Christ's sake. It'd be the mechanic gig would be the one that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? If he could do it, for sure. Looks like a nice day. Oh, it's beautiful, Willie. It's fucking beautiful. Sun's full-blown sun. It's nice in the shade. We got a nice breeze, but if you're in the sun, dude, it'll pierce you. It feels like a fucking x-ray. So I'm just hanging out under the shade tree and drinking some beers and making sure Matt doesn't pass out. Our vehicles have too much electronics. It's too much tricky now. Then, hey Toga, this is what feared me. Also, this is what really scared me. Is I pick up the truck from the Freightliner. Now I say Freightliner, but it was Premier Collision, so it didn't say Freightliner. So we didn't know it was a Freightliner dealer until we brought it there. But regardless, I had all kinds of faults going on. All kinds of faults. And I was thinking, I think I might have just bit off more than I could chew. I think we're going to be chasing down electronic gremlins forever. You know, I thought I'm fucked. Even, and this is before we got anything fixed, I was thinking, even if we fix all this, and I'm still going to be shit's not going to work right, you know? But that node, because it was saying node's fucked up, check fuses. I'm thinking, node, what the fuck is that, you know? And I Google search node, and they're saying like on the frame, not on the firewall, on the frame, on the driver's side, there's this computer box or whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't even know where the fuck it is. How am I going to check fuses? Can't do it. And then I had speed sensor, speed control sensor, the traction control. And then I think somebody said, well, that could be speed sensor that's doing that, which is just one of these tires. And then yesterday the headlight wouldn't turn on, or not yesterday, the day before that, because we had a jump. The headlight didn't turn on when we changed the headlight out at the dealership. So we jumped a wire from the marker light to the headlight. That's legal enough, right? It works, so fine. When we came here, the headlight wasn't working anymore. And then Matt found, okay, the wire touched the hood hinge. There's a crack in the wire, and then it killed the fuse. So we replaced that fuse. Then I was fucking around on the node on that cover box because I know that got hit, and I started looking at where all the fuses were going because we were trying to figure out that relay that was broken, which may have still worked, but they replaced it. We still need to figure that out and see. I'll get the light tester once, but I don't want to do anything with the truck until that the Bendix is still installed again. I don't want it to trip out. So once we get the Bendix installed again, and then the node, then we can figure out if we can get that relay for the trailer brakes. because it was a trailer brake relay that was broke. So then I'm looking at the side panel of where fuses are supposed to be and if any blank spots. And then I noticed, well, there's 2 fuses missing. So when he dropped that hood, he knocked out fuses. So then when I replaced those fuses, well, then the headlights started working and the traction control. Now with the traction control shit off, well, now your cruise control don't work. So I plugged in my little handheld, cleared out all the codes, faults there, just to see if they'd reset, find themselves, and then replace those 2 fuses, and no faults, no nothing. The traction control doesn't turn on, or doesn't stay on, and everything's good. So I'm hoping it was just those 2 fuses that was giving me that fit and not something more major. But like I said, I don't feel that I hit that car that hard, because I was already in the brake. Because as soon as I see his headlights flash like he was shooting across the fucking highway, I'm in the brake. I'm slowing down. I'm pretty hard in the brake. Not hard enough to lock him up, but I'm hard in the brake. And then I run over his fucking bumper, because his bumper's on the road. So now I know we're getting fucking close. And then I'm really getting into the fucking brake. And then boom, there he is. And then I cranked to the right, hit his bumper, or his back trunk. And then my steering column, throws up. And then now I've got no steering. The wheel just fucking spins. And we were just lucky enough to skate to the edge of the shoulder. I mean, in theory, we should have just went straight into the fucking ditch. But for whatever reason, we just kept getting thrown to the left, getting thrown to the left, where we got into the soft part of the shoulder and we kind of straightened out next to the shoulder. So I'll be God. If God didn't have his hand on us, driving us, I mean, we would have been in the ditch. No question, we would have been in the ditch. Yeah, I'm a trade sheet mechanic. Yes, I'm a shade tree. There's a video on X where people are going around running USD TOT numbers off trucks. Many do not have active authorities. I'm back. You're still live. You're bored. I am bored. I am. Like to hang with Nark and learn more about these trucks, but he could teach a lot of stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Tennessee. Yeah, if he wants to. And I know he's helped other drivers out here. It's just me, I'm not one of those drivers he's planning on helping. Or, planned obsolescence is real, as is companies being punished by the courts for sure. But trust me, those fees cost way less than whatever they're making in real. Probably. Except the windshield wiper liquid. I don't know, ma'am. But the truck drove like a dream here. Everything drove straight. Everything was straight except the steering wheel, of course. But we kind of lost a day there too, because I was expected to replace the headlight and then figure out that bumper and then just boogie out and then drive here. But I spent all Friday at the Flying J getting tires on, and then calling a road service guy to come and do the steering box. You had to redo that. And then I drove for 2 or 3 hours after that, and everything was good. And then drove the rest of the way, whatever day it was, Saturday, and then got here Sunday. Well, I got here Saturday night at this little parking spot, then met up with Matt Sunday morning. So we've been at this since Sunday. So I'm telling you, I think I'm pretty confident I'm rolling out Saturday rather. I'm pretty confident I could be rolling out Saturday. So in 6 days, to get all this shit done in 6 days, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's why I'm saying to people to keep their vehicles if they are working well instead of swapping with new models. Exactly. Yeah. Swap one new, especially in trucking. It's swap with new unless it's like brand new. If it's just new to you, there's new to you problems, right? Because there's a reason why it's getting traded in. It might merely be because of just the miles and like, hey, there's nothing wrong with the truck. Just it's getting there and we don't want it. Okay. But in a lot of cases, it's, well, problems are starting to arise and we're going to get rid of it before we really have to put some money in it. Now, what will happen is someone else will buy it. There's no such thing as a piece of shit truck unless it's totaled by the insurance company, right? And even some of these trucks that were damaged and put in that scrapyard that we went to today, a lot of that could have probably been fixed and those trucks probably could have stayed on the road. In theory, right? Because my truck would have been the one sitting right next to that gray one. Had they took it, if they totaled it out. And then I'm working with a salvage title. Sure, you got an opportunity to buy it back, but now you have a salvage title. Salvage title ain't worth nothing. Salvage title ain't worth nothing. You can't do nothing with a salvage title. You can't sell nothing. You can't do nothing. You're lucky if you can insure it. It's worthless. At least I don't have a salvage title, right? I don't have a salvage title. So once the bank gets the pictures and everything, and you know what? The bank doesn't know that I don't have a chrome bumper. So they're not even going to say, oh, well, what happened to the chrome bumper? Well, they don't even know what the truck fucking looked like when I bought it. So how are they going to know what it looks like now? Right? They're not. They're not going to know nothing. As long as the truck is driving, mechanically sound, can pass a DOT inspection, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So I'm definitely going to get a new DOT inspection on this truck, which is probably due anyway, because we do ours every 3 months and we're actually past that. And even though it's been a month since we've even drove this truck, I mean, other than driving it here. So I need to get a DOT inspection done on it anyway, and be out here making some loot, Bobby Kohler, what's up, baby? Get out here and make a little bit of money and make up for some lost time, and we should be good. Should be good. But I am a little excited. I'm a little excited. I can't say I have been all that excited because this whole ordeal. I was excited when it was me and the wife, right? Me and the wife were cruising around, and then we did that for 3 goddamn weeks, and then in 3 weeks we total out the truck, and then I got to deal with all of this shit, and it's like I'm losing any enthusiasm that has anything to do with fucking trucking. I was just beaten. I was just beaten. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I put in applications for jobs, I was hired at the casino. I could have had that job. I applied at night transportation. I was ready to take that job. I mean, I was just clueless, just lost. And then with this, trying to get the truck fixed and stuff, it just seemed like so far away. Everything seemed so far away that this is just never going to work out. I mean, it's just, I'm going to be broke. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. Shit's going to get repossessed. I'm filing bankruptcy, and I still ain't going to run the truck because bankruptcy is going to take everything from you. So, we're done. But slowly but surely, and day by day, shit's coming along, and this will be just a distant memory. This will just be something that happened one day, and I'm stoked. Rates are coming up. Yep, rates are coming up, unfiltered. Hopefully I can get a little piece of that, I was hoping it would wait. I was hoping it would hold off a week, but that's just me being selfish. you know, that's just me being selfish. Because it's not going to last forever. It's not going to last all summer, I don't think. But that might be me being negative either, you know. Are you afraid of bankruptcy? Not at all, Charlie. I've got everything. I got everything I need. I don't need a loan for anything. So I don't need credit for anything. As far as like, if I were to go bankrupt and I lost the business and everything, I wouldn't need it. So, I've already got my house. You could keep the house, keep the car. I could keep reaffirm everything I wanted to keep. So, yeah, I'm not afraid of bankruptcy at all.
We weren't going to let him quit. There's no way he was going to quit.
Yeah.
Because after you have all this time in building a carrier and doing what he does, you got 2 trailers, had 2 trucks. There's no way that we should let him quit.
Yeah.
He was ready to throw the towel in.
I was.
And I told him, no, because we can fix it. And here we are. I mean, $9,000 to fix a hood.
Yeah.
I think we've got maybe $150, $200 in parts and pieces to fix this hood, just in sanding materials and paint.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we're going to walk away from this $2,500.
Yeah.
And of course, we just bought that hood hinge. That's going to raise it up a bit.
Yeah.
But there's no way we're going to let him quit.
And that's all in money.
Yeah.
Not just the hood.
All in money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, nothing financed, nothing.
Yeah.
But he's not going to quit.
But I made peace with it. I made peace with, and then when they gave me the offers, like, oh, now I've got to make peace with being an owner operator.
Oh, he definitely made peace with it. He was definitely making peace.
Yeah. I made peace with, like, this is what it is. We're just gonna file bankruptcy. As soon as I started talking to the recruiter and filling out the application and all this shit for Knight Transportation, I made peace with losing everything. I made peace with it. It's like, this is the way it is. The wife made peace with it. We were, it is what it is. You know, there's some benefits being company. You know, Knight Transportation does pay for college for you and your spouse. That kind of, life like that. It's not forced dispatch. You can, point the truck where you want to go if they got loads, kind of. But it's just, I kind of made peace with it. And then when we got the settlement, it's like, oh shit, now we gotta rebuild. Because then I'm thinking, oh fuck yeah, I don't have to deal with IFTA no more. I can cancel the fucking ELD. I could, I don't have to worry about the insurance or the renewal. I don't have to worry about the 2290. I don't have to worry about anything now. So I made peace with walking away. And then we got the settlement, and it's like, now I've got to revamp and get back excited about owner-operator, and get excited about doing back office, get excited about doing IFTA and the 2290, get excited for all this shit. And it's coming around now, this last week, that I'm getting excited again. I'm getting excited again about getting back out there, Trucking Filter, yeah, run, you got to, YouTube Truckers always broke down. Trucking Filter, that's a fact of life. The reality is, as company drivers don't break down because they're driving around brand new equipment. They're driving around in brand new equipment, so they're not likely to break down. So yeah, you're going to see YouTube truckers, owner operators. Yeah, you're going to see them break down. That's mainly because we're running around with older equipment. So we're gonna have that issue. So, and the fact that you guys love breakdowns, right? Viewers in general love breakdowns. If any YouTuber puts out there broke down on the shoulder again, that's going to get more views than him talking about, hey, I got $5 a mile rate. You don't want to hear about the 5 mile an hour rate. You want to hear about, why are you broke down? I hope this is catastrophic. I hope you're out of business. That's what you guys want to watch, unfortunately, Notice YouTube truckers broke down working on junk, talking big money as we truckers are trucking circles. Trucking, again, do you, boo. You do you, but I'm in the mentality is I'd rather make 40,000 working for myself than make 80,000 working for someone else. That's just me. If that ain't you, then that ain't you. But I don't. It's not, to me. It's not all about goddamn money. I mean, I've already got a house. I've got a car. What do I need all this goddamn money for? What do I need it for? If I had won the lottery, you'd see nothing different in me, my lifestyle. You ain't seen a different in me, a lifestyle, since I was working in Schneider until I got my own authority with 3 contractors. You never seen a goddamn bit of difference of what I was doing. Nothing. You didn't see me buying new houses. You didn't see me squander my money on stupid shit. You know, you didn't do any of that. You didn't see me do any of that. Because it doesn't matter. It's not about the money. Obviously. Are you going to be able to get insurance? Yes, Charlie. This isn't total. This isn't a salvage title. This is a regular title. So yeah, I'll definitely be able to get insurance on it. We knew who to take our smashed freight fiberglass to. Best collision. Not me, baby. If I never see fiberglass again or Bondo, that's going to be fine with me. But, you know, back with Truck Unfiltered, yep. Owner operators, yep, they work on their shit all the time. All the time. It's just, it's older equipment. It's not brand new. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And that's, again, I was okay with working with night. But then, you know the most I'm going to make at night transportation? $1,800 a week. That's the most I can make there. Maybe with maybe fuel bonus, maybe I can get a little bit more. But that's at 3,000 miles a week. Now, do you believe that I could do 3,000 a week consistently at night? I don't know. They're saying they can. I'm not sure. But even at 3,000 miles a week, that's $1,800 a week. That's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. And that's if I did 3,000 a week in this truck at $1.50 a mile, and 50 cents goes to fuel, you know, that's $3,000. All I'm paying out of that week is fuel, and well, no, the fuel's already taken out. I'm sorry, is insurance and back office, IFTA. It's the only thing I'm taking out of that $3,000. I've already taken the fuel out. Fuel at 50 cents a mile. So, and that's at $1.50 a mile. I do 3,000 miles. I can make $3,000. Why? What's the problem here? What's the problem here? This truck payment's $900 a month. $900 a month. Call it 1,000, right? So that's $250 a week. Out of that, and my insurance is $1,000 a month. So that's another $250. So that's $500. So out of that $3,000, $1,000 is the truck and insurance. So that's $2,000. But that's $2,000 of this. But that's owning it. Or no, that's $2,500 rather. Well, no, $2,500. That's $2,500. So that's $700 a week more. That's $2,800 a month. Now, if you think that it costs $2,800 a month for maintenance, it very well could, right? But you're still making just as much as you did it. You're making just as much as you would if you did 3,000 miles with night transportation. Could it cost you more than that on maintenance? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely, it could cost you more. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But that's the gamble. I'm not in it for the positive revenue or nothing but money, right? Because I don't care about the money. I truly don't give a shit about the money. We're all here trying to make money, but I don't live and breathe the dollar. I really don't. Freight at Schneider is drying up. Job board is barren. See, there you go, Arabian Nights. You know, 3K a week in this market is not likely. 3K a week in this market is likely. $1.50 a mile. 3,000 miles. 3,000 miles at $1.50 a mile. Absolutely 3K. Absolutely. That's $1.50 a mile for 3,000 miles. You can't pull that off? Absolutely, you could pull that off, Barry. Absolutely, $1.50 all day. That's running. You're running that cheap freight at $1.50, right? That's cheap freight, but you could get that. You know, it makes 4,500 then. Yeah, so 3,000 miles, 4,500. So you're going to spend $1.50 on, or 50 cents a mile on fuel. So that's 3K. That's minus your fuel. Is 3K minus fuel. And then, you know, you got $500 a week truck and insurance. So now you're at 2,500. And that's if you're doing $1.50, right? That's if you do $1.50 a mile. If you can get more, right? If you can get more, then you're even that much better, you know? Plane crash in San Diego, is that right? I'm on 1,100 mile run, booked at $2 a mile right now. There you go. There you go, Unfiltered. So that ain't $1.50. That's actually, that's even more, right? So now you got 71 cents more a mile on that particular run. So yeah, that's bare minimum you're going to make 2,800. That's the most. 1,800 is the most I could make at night transportation. Consistently, may not even be able to pull that off, but maybe with fuel discount or the fuel bonus and shit like that, there's potential that you could have a week that's over 1,800. But can you do it every week? That probably not. Probably not. But I'm pretty sure you could do 3,000 miles a week, 2,500 miles a week at 2,000 or $2 a mile. You know, I think it's plausible. So yeah, are we gonna be broke down? Are we getting rich? The question is absolutely fucking not. We're slightly making maybe a little bit more than a company driver, with a lot more liability and a lot more availability for breakdowns and expenses and bankruptcy. Keep in mind bankruptcy, right? You could get into an accident like myself and then be completely fucked. You have that opportunity. As an employee, you don't have that opportunity. Is the risk worth the extra little bit of money? Is it worth that little extra money? To some people, absolutely fucking not. But to me, it is. Because I'd rather work for myself for 40 than work for somebody else for 80. That's just me. I don't care about money. As long as home expenses are paid, they will be, you know. And the ability that I can recoup or stay out longer or do what I have to do to make the money to make up for it, then that's it, you know. So, but I'm getting up and doing it to save the business. I'm not doing it to help Night Transportation out, or Schneider for that matter. Not just Night Transportation, but all of them, you know. Got the Blackstone cover on, cans bagged up, trash can at station, recycle, still not picked up, bathroom clean. Atta boy, Rand. Splash that like button. I appreciate that, Truck and Filtered. Cheers, Earthworm. Cheers. I don't think it's worth it, James. And Charlie, a lot of people don't. And that's why not everyone's every owner-operator. I guarantee you. I question it myself. If it's worth it. And I don't know. And obviously there's a shit ton of people that don't think it's worth it. And there are that handful of people that do think it's worth it. That working on your own, working for yourself, the gamble is worth it. The gamble is the struggle. The struggle is the enticement of becoming an owner-operator. It's difficult. It's not easy. I think a lot of, and I'll be honest with you, YouTube has kind of glamorized owner-operators. It's, oh, I'm an owner-operator. I got a new truck. I got this, I got that. And then the next thing you know, oh, I'm bankrupt because I didn't save enough money for my insurance. Oh, I didn't save enough money for this. You know, engine blew out, but I didn't save any money for that. It's all kinds of things. It's everyone wants to come out here and be the fucking owner-operator queen. And the fact of the matter is, owner-operator is a struggle. It's not easy, you know, and it's not for the lighthearted because, I mean, I've had levels of, you know, mental breakdowns multiple fucking times over this trucking shit. Have I had a mental breakdown over a company driving job? Never. Never. Right? You just do what you're told. And you make money. Right? You just make money. I've never had a mental breakdown as a company driver. Never. But this, I definitely have. Definitely have. It's about being your own boss, least much as possible. Exactly. Yep. The ones who say it isn't worth it can't do it, even if they wanted to. That's plausible. That's plausible. Crush those beer cans I bought you. Air-powered can crusher from eBay. It holds you a 12-pack of cans, and it all sit back drinking. Oh, that would be awesome. Push a green button and it smashes the beer. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, Randall's my beer can crusher. Stress is bad for yourself. Why do you think I'm so gray, Charlie? Why do you think I'm so gray? It is stressful. But, you know, my wife has never seen a happier person with being an owner-operator than versus company. As company, I'm just like, what's the point? What am I doing? I'm just another key in the cog or whatever. You know, I'm just another gear in the cog. I'm not productive. I'm not creating nothing. I'm not building anything. I mean, no one gives a fuck if I show up to work or not, other than to get that load moved. You know, you feel like you're just another cog, you know, another wheel, and that's not satisfying for me, you know. Dry enough to mow, hopefully. Got a grooming appointment for Angel. Nice. Social media is toxic, brother. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? Company guys get paid 401k match, vacation, health insurance. It's not all bad. Arabian, I'm saying it ain't. Arabian, you're absolutely right. I'm not shitting on company. I was ready to be one, and that's what I told myself. Get 401k. We get health insurance. We get colleges getting paid for. Yeah, insurance. Vacation time. Paid time off. You know, there's a lot of benefits to being a company driver. Absolutely there is. Absolutely. Yeah, the can crusher is a good workout. No one cares, Rand. Oh God. My slipper is my beer can crusher. Oh, you do it with your foot? We can't do that. Randall will fall down and hurt himself. Yeah, so we just gotta wrap our head around this and make the best out of it, you know. I'll never go back to trekking. The check I'm getting tomorrow is the biggest check I've ever gotten. Only worked 58 hours, 70 hours of living in a truck, and I'm making more out of the truck. Well, there you go. See, there you go, Rand. And that's a reality too. You're not necessarily going to be making big bucks in the truck either. So, you know, you got downtime, you got appointments to cancel. I mean, we do that even as owner operators. We have that same issue. We're going to have days that we're sitting. We're going to have days that we're just, like, we were out 3 weeks, the wife and I. We never had a full week of work because we were dealing with a hub on the trailer. We were dealing with the APU, trying to get AC running. It was always working on something, you know. It was always working on something. So we couldn't get a full week of work, you know. I crashed yesterday in the semi, fender bender sort of thing. My boss wanted me to not worry about it and get over it. Kind of nice. And that's it, Earthworm. As a company driver, you don't have that stress. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that stress as a company driver. You might have a stress of finding another job, potentially, if you did get fired, but you just have the stress of orientation, right? You have the stress of a 2 to 3 day orientation, and you're back at it. But I'm glad you're safe, glad you made it. You know, little fender bender. But yeah, they don't give a shit. I mean, they're running probably newer Cascadias. They just order a new fucking hood and be done with it. When you have old pieces of shit, old trucks like this, there are no new hoods. Now I did notice Rainey has reman hoods for this for like 2,000 maybe, $2,000 I want to say. But if you read the reviews, a lot of shit don't line up. They're not very good remans. But where there's a will, there's a way, I think. But Cascadia, you just get a new hood. It don't matter. I mean, and that's the benefit, I guess, of buying a fucking Cascadia, is like there's millions of them out there. You know, millions. You're going to see more Cascadias than any junkyard. They were too deep at John Story. It was too deep with Freightliners. There was a row, a half dozen Kenworths, a half dozen Peterbilts, but rows of Cascadia. Rows of Cascadia. So what's that tell you? What's that tell you about a Cascadia, maybe? Maybe they instantly go to the junkyard because they're worthless and their value is trash, and they just total out every truck that touches a Cascadia. You know, like, oh, you hit a fucking curb? We're totaling it. We're totaling it. Because there was shit tons of Cascadias in there. It's pretty cool. It was only $120. I'm not the coordinated to use my boot to crush cans. I love to get an air ran. It'd be cool. Could be fun to watch and listen to the crushing can sound, though. Old boy can feel that for sure. Why don't you invest in a franchise like Subway Weenie Dogs? Charlie, I did look at the Subway. Morrison closed its Subway. It was up for sale. He had it up for sale for a month, and he only wanted like 26 grand for it. The problem was, and that came with everything, 26 grand for everything, except the franchise fee you had to pay, and the transfer fee. He was getting out of all of them. He had like 12. That's the problem. You got to own like 12 to make money. The problem with this particular Subway is that it was in line for a $40,000 makeover. So like every so many years, Subway wants to upgrade the interior, remodel. And some of them are like $5,000 remodels, some are $10,000. This one was looking at $40,000 remodel. So I considered it. He said had I bought it, he would teach me everything that I needed to know about it. He had another guy that bought one. But once you've seen his numbers, now even being Morrison, once you looked at his numbers, you literally had to work there full time to make money. If you wanted to not be making sandwiches, if you did not want to be a sandwich artist all day, and you were going to be there and do the ordering and be the manager of everything, unless you were going to do that, you weren't going to make that much money off of that store. That's why he's got 12. Because by the time he done putting a manager in and all that shit, he ain't making nothing. He's got to have 12 of these Subways to make a good living. One store, unless you're going to work it and be a sandwich artist for the rest of your goddamn life, there is no money in Subway either. That's why it's a franchise. Usually franchisees have multiple locations. They don't have just one, because what they're trying to do is not have to make hamburgers. They hire a manager. They don't want to manage a fucking hamburger joint or a Subway. So they have to buy multiple of these locations in order so they can hire the help so they don't have to do it. So it's not great. It's not great. So I looked into it. Once I seen his books and even seen what his manager was making and how much the store made. So even if I decided I'm going to be the manager, and so I'm going to take her wages plus what he was making, dude, it wasn't there. It just wasn't there. Fast food sector is going down so bad recently. It's not for the low income people anymore. And even middle class are staying away from fast food chains nowadays. Absolutely, Toga. Yeah. I know the guy who brought the Subway to Turkey by himself. He even sold his own restaurants a few years ago. Yep. How about a bread route? Charlie, my brother did a potato chip route. I mean, it's a lot of hanky swanky shit you gotta do with the manager so you can get like an end cap, you know, so you can get your product out front. And dude, that's just manual labor. It's just labor that means nothing to me. I mean, I've got plenty of beverage joints around. I could work for Budweiser or Pepsi or whatever and just haul beer. It's just not my jam. It's not it. Too many sub places that are better than Subway now, and Subway is just as expensive as those guys now. Exactly. The $5 footlong's gone. When you got Firehouse Subway, you got Jersey Mike's, and now you got this, what's that one now in Clinton ran? Yeah, Jersey Mike's, and then Jimmy John's, and then you got one I seen down here, something other one. I mean, it's just, they're all over the goddamn place. Because it's sliced meat. It's cold cuts. Why are we paying fucking money for goddamn cold cuts? Why are we doing that? Make your own goddamn sandwich. What the fuck? I didn't understand how people were paying for fucking cold cut sandwiches. But what the fuck is, you don't know how to make a sandwich? I mean, I like their seafood and crab, you know. I like their teriyaki, sweet onion teriyaki that first came out, or sweet onion, whatever the hell it was. That was okay. You know, that got tiring really fucking quick. But it's, at the end of the day, it's fucking cold cuts, dude. There ain't nothing fancy. Jimmy John's, I'm surprised Jimmy John's is even in business. Their sandwich is horrible. And Jersey Mike's ain't nothing to brag about either. It just, none of it is. None of it is. It's cold cuts, dude. What's the excitement? I'd rather have a hamburger. That's just me though, baby. That's just me. I don't get it. But yeah, there's other ways to make money, no question. No question. I mean, fuck, dude. Just do a service truck. Just change tires. Be the tire guy. You know how much you had to pay last time you had a blowout? How much did you have to pay? $400? $700? For what? A tire? And some preteen to come out here with a tire bar and swap out the tires? And you're paying $500 to $700 now for a tire change? Have you thought about doing that? You could do that in the back of your pickup truck. Do it in your minivan. You just got to throw a tire in the back and your 2 bars and a air compressor. Bing, bang, balaboom. You're in business. Start changing fucking trailer tires, truck tires, whatever. There's no overhead other than buying the little tools to do it. You know, change your own tires. Easy money. I mean, there's other ways to be out here making money. I mean, Nyatt, he does wrenches on lawnmowers and shit like that. He flips cars. Dude, he probably makes more money doing that than he does HVAC. I mean, it's just if there's a will, there's a way. I mean, if you got a little hustle, you can make shit happen, no question, you know. I could make money probably just selling hot dogs in the back of my trailer at every truck stop, you know. Get on the CB. Well, they ain't got CBs no more, but get on the CB and say, hey, I got 99-cent hot dogs in the back of this trailer, and just have your little, you know, gas grill or charcoal grill and start grilling up a bunch of hamburgers and hot dogs. Bing, bag, balaboom. Nobody's got to know that you're selling them. You know, of course, there's going to be some fucking cunt that goes into Love's and says, welcome to Love's. They say, yeah, you got a guy in the back row there selling hot dogs for 99 cents. You know, they'll shut it down, of course, because there's always going to be that fucking cunt. But other than that, you know, other than that, I think you probably make some money. Probably make a couple bucks selling hot dogs. Faux show, baby, faux show. Whenever we get this truck figured out, we'll probably, I don't know if we'll ever put a grill in here, but I know we'll grill a bunch at home and then vacuum seal it and throw it in the freezer. And then when we're ready to go out, we throw it in our cooler, and then that'll just naturally thaw out, and then we'll microwave that stuff as we go, you know, as needed. So we usually do that when we're home. We grill out a bunch of shit. Whether, you know, you could grill out chicken breast, whatever the fuck you want. Smoke a bunch of fucking ham, smoke a bunch of fucking pork, you know, smoke whatever, chicken, turkey breasts, and just turn it into individual, you know, 2-person servings, because it's just me and the wife, and then freezer pack it, you know, freezer pack it, and then throw it in the freezer, and it's ready to do whatever you want to do with it later. If you got an Alpi-Cool, right, you can keep it frozen, and then just eat out of that, and not have to be spending this ridiculous amount of money these cocksuckers want at the truck stops anymore. And then when it's me and the wife, dude, we're talking $50 or better a day. And then you figure if we go a 34 reset and eat out and then have a couple beers, Jesus Christ, we could be in $100 or better. And that's just too rich. Now you're just pissing all your money in food. And it doesn't, you know, I could eat grilled brats, hamburgers, pulled pork, you know. I could all that all day. And all you need is hamburger buns, hot dog buns, or cans of gravy, jars of gravy, or whatever that you can microwave to go with it. You heat up the rice, like they've got the rice that's in vacuum bags. You just microwave the whole steam bag. You can steam bag veggies that way also, if you got the freezer for that. Otherwise, you use a can. And you microwave the son of a bitch, you know? Mashed potatoes, you boil water and throw fucking potato mix in it. Done. It's just this truck sucks because it doesn't have a table. So there's really no place to make shit, you know, to make a meal. It's got to be microwaved. Wife does everything on the bed and then hands me a plate. And then I'm sitting in the past driver's seat all day long, even after we shut down, so I can eat. Unless we pack some umbrella chairs, right? Make enough room so we can have some umbrella chairs. Because we don't have a second bunk. If we had a second bunk, we'd be probably set for life. But since we don't have a second bunk, we're kind of sparse on how much room we got. But if we can get some room, get some umbrella chairs and sit outside and eat outside. Or you go to rest areas and you got picnic tables. You know, fuck it. It doesn't have to be a prison, and it doesn't have to be expensive. You know, if you're gonna do a 34 reset, usually our 34 resets, we'll find a place that's got a bar next to it, right? So our first day of 34 reset, when we pull in that night, then we go to the bar, you know, enjoy some cocktails, whatever. On the next day we're doing laundry, we're cleaning the truck inside and out, you know, and then we're, you know, making a dinner, or maybe we'll go out, maybe have a couple more cocktails or whatever. But, you know, we're cleaning the truck, cleaning the inside, doing laundry. So, but if we're doing more time off, then, you know, you just get an Uber or something and go do something. But, you know, we're pretty active on our resets if it's just a day and a half. But I don't know, it's enjoyable in my opinion, you know, especially with the old lady. I mean, where your heart is, where your home is, and it's pleasurable to be out with her, you know. It's a good time, man. It's like you never left home, and then all you're doing is driving. That's all you're doing is driving. You're not, this job ain't that bad. I think they dramatize it to make it a big deal. Like, oh, you know, it's a dangerous job. Don't get me wrong. There's some danger there, but it's not physical. It's not a tough. You're just driving. I mean, how difficult is that? I mean, you got to drive to work, so you might as well drive for work. I mean, that's why we gain weight and we're fat fucks, because there ain't nothing to it. There's nothing to it. So it's a lot of stress, though. Obviously, you know, gray hair, a lot of stress to it. Other than that, not for everybody, but neither is factory work, right? Factory work ain't for everybody either. But some people dig factory work. They love swiping in a check, making steady Eddie money, punched in, punched out, go home, leave work at work, home at home.
Who misses the lives like this where he's actually talking about trucking?
Nobody.
Just throw one in the chat. These are the lives we need back right here, where he's happy and talking about trucking.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I even had any desire for trucking. Because trucking ain't been good to me. Well, you guys know that. Trucking ain't been all that good to me. I've had some not so great contractors, spend a lot of money, a lot of breakdowns. It ain't been good to me. Don't mean it won't be good to you, but I'm telling you. And then you get your second wind. You get your second wind and some things start falling in place for you. And then you meet good fucking people. And you get good people in your life. Good people in your circle. And Zello's been that circle. Zello's been that circle, I think. So we definitely got positive things going on, positive vibes. So then you get a little bit of a little more resilience. I feel it's got to be difficult for the guys that don't have it, like don't have a circle, don't have a Zello, or you know, the guys that are out here just by themselves making money for their family and they don't have that circle of friends. That's real work. That's real work. That's real. That's a real stress level. What I'm doing is nothing compared to what those fellas are doing. Believe it. Those fellas they're working, trying to provide, and not trying, you know, to be YouTube relevant or anything. But I'm telling you, this YouTube is, I wouldn't even have gotten into trucking without YouTube. So YouTube's been a big part of it. Been a part of everything that I've done. But the people that you meet, you know, like truck shows, just in Zello or just on this, I mean, the people you meet, the different walks of life and the different shit, it's just absolutely amazing. And Matt's been nothing but a godsend. You know, he's just awesome. I mean, he was, you know, the guy that went out of his way and said, hey, I found a chair because this seat in here fucking sucked and I was bitching on it in, I think, Zello. And, well, he went to that John store, he found a chair and he bought it. Bought the chair. So then I just made my way over here and he installed the chair. And then we got fog lights on the bumper. He, you know, tightened up the bumper. There was a bolt that was all janked up. He worked on that. He re-epoxied all this fiberglass on that, you know, the mounts were kind of shaken, broken off the epoxy. I mean, it just, all for what? All for what? Ooh, goddamn, that's cold beer. Ooh, goddamn. So yeah, he's awesome. Absolutely fucking awesome. I think I want to say he charged the AC once. I'm not sure, but yeah, he's just an awesome dude. And you'll find those people, you know. You'll find those people out here. So you need a trucking community type of deal. And there's times that I've met up anybody that goes through my town, and if I'm at home and you shut down in my area, I'll take you out. I'll take you out because I appreciate you. And I like meeting up with people and meeting them and shit. I think we need that as truck drivers in general. because it is a solitary type of gig. Sometimes we need somebody, even though we're solitary. Sometimes we need somebody, and it's hard to find that somebody when you're so solitary. It's hard to find somebody, and I ain't got many friends. I ain't got any friends. I mean, I'll call Randall a friend because he's living in my fucking house, and I'll call Matt a friend, but I don't like friends that I've had forever. Those are non-existent, really. Those are non-existent. So I don't have like friends to call on to talk about and all that shit, or to hang out with, or help me move something. I don't have any of that. But I do here, right? I do here. Not so much in not so much in the real world, but in this trucking world or this YouTube world, I definitely got a lot of friends and a lot of support, and it's amazing. I've got like a little cheat code, because there was a couple people that wouldn't give a fuck if I went out of business. Well, a lot of people could give a shit less if I went out of business, you know. But there's actually more that don't want to see me out of business. Those are the ones you wanna have in your circle. The people that want to watch you succeed, want to succeed with you, and still want to lease on with you, even though you hadn't had a good run with lease operators. They still want to come over. So it'll be a little bit before I bring any lease ops on. I gotta see what the renewal is going to be with 2 auto services and 2 accidents. It might double. It's looking like it might double. And that 680 is part of it. 680 is part of it. Because I talked to a guy on here that's an insurance agent now, and the numbers didn't look bad if it was just 1 truck, 2 trailers. But once you throw that 3rd truck on there, or that 2nd truck, it made a big difference. So we'll see. We'll see what the renewals are. Renewals come in September. Even at this point, though, even if it turned into double the rate, I'll still do it. I'll still do it. Because I don't know. I'm just getting that drive back. Getting that drive, getting that excitement back. Which, like I said, I hadn't had for a while. Not for a while. But after getting kicked so many times, and bad luck or bad decisions, I guess, it was one or the other, a luck or decision thing, it's coming around. It's just coming around now. For sure. But that's about it. That's all I'm going to be doing is rambling here. I'm starting to repeat myself and all that other shit, so if you guys got nothing, I got nothing. You know how that goes. And I ain't on StreamYard, so I don't have I can't drop the link. And we've been at it for 2 hours already, so it's a pretty good live stream, I think. 2 hours, right? That's what I was told. When I first started YouTube, that's what they told me. Oh, just do 2 hours. Anything over 2 hours, people just ain't going to watch. They don't want to watch anything over 2 hours. Well, I don't think so. I think people do want more. But I just don't have the content for more yet. But it is what it is. You guys have been tits. I appreciate you. All the well-wishing and all that stuff from you guys, all the comments and text messages and stuff. I do appreciate it. You guys are tits, but the next video might be with it all put together. We'll see what it looks like all put together, and hopefully we can blend enough shit here to make it look like it actually matches and fits. And she'll be on the road within a couple days. I'm planning on driving out of here Saturday. That way I can get home Sunday, spend the day with the wife Sunday, Monday, grab the trailer on Tuesday, and she's not going to come out with me for probably the first 2 weeks or so. But obviously I need to get the cooler, and I need to clean out some of this shit in the truck to make room for that cooler and whatnot. But other than that, that's it. That's it and that's all. That's from Moet. We'll catch you guys later.